This little girl opened the soil with her hands. Under the soil, several fat and large earthworms appeared, but she didn't use them for fishing. Instead, she put them directly into her mouth and ate them. However, the disgusting taste made her feel disgusted. The reason why the little girl made such a move was because she was a Jew. Once, the German order to give her fruit made her completely lose her mind. Misha was lucky enough to avoid a blow in the tunnel. But without a shelter, Misha, who was only 7 years old, was forced to begin the exile. Because there were German soldiers everywhere in the city, she could only choose to move forward in the direction of the forest. But this means that the food was very scarce in this direction. It was even more difficult to survive. When she first walked into this forest, there were still a few farmers scattered around. When she was hungry, Misha went to steal some food or pick some wild fruits under the fruit trees. In the short term, she was quite optimistic. But I don't know how long it took. Her feet began to be covered with scars. Although there was no other house around, she never gave up her hope of survival. In this forest, Misha not only had to beware of all kinds of dangers, but also the German soldiers who were constantly on alert. Once caught, there was only one way to die. Because she was so hungry, she saw a lot of bitter-looking fruits on the ground. Misha tried to pick a few and put them in her mouth. But it didn't work at all. She started to dig a hole in the ground. When she found a few, she put them in her mouth and chewed them. In this way, Misha endured the winter with amazing willpower. At this time, she had already walked from Belgium to Germany, passing by a farmer's house. While no one was in the house, she sneaked into the house and took a few sausages. Then she climbed to the roof of the house and cut a piece of delicious food that she hadn't tasted for a long time. Since exile, this is the most memorable moment for her. But at this moment, the farmer who was cleaning the firewood found Misha. He pulled Misha off the roof directly and pressed her hard on the ground. Obviously, Misha chose the wrong place. Fortunately, she used the arm of the man who slipped and had a chance to escape. But he picked up a stone and threw it at Misha. The intense pain almost broke her lungs. Misha died unhappily. She endured the pain and crawled forward little by little until she hid in the forest and finally couldn't hold it anymore and fainted on the ground. I don't know how long it took for Misha to wake up in a white wolf's lair. This white wolf had been circling around her for a long time, but he didn't seem to want to hurt Misha. In Misha's path, he will appear from time to time, as if God sent him to protect her. Gradually, the white wolf and Misha became friends. They wandered around together during the day and hugged each other to warm each other up at night. The white wolf became Misha's only companion. For a long time, the white wolf would capture prey every day and send it to Misha. When Misha was no longer hungry, Misha began to adapt to eating raw food. Their life was happy and peaceful. But one day, a black wolf suddenly broke into their sight. They seemed to be in love and fell in love with each other. Misha was a little jealous. Without the white wolf, he thought he could find food too. But at this time, danger suddenly came. A wounded boar was chasing Misha. He climbed up the tree and dodged the attack. Fortunately, he followed Schweschinger. The two wolves came back and hunted Misha. Misha was safe and sound. But from then on, Misha became a lonely woman again. Time flies. It's already spring. Wildflowers all over the mountain have become food for girls. This day, she met several Jewish children in the woods. Coincidentally, they were building the place where they were going to sleep tonight. From the table, they could see that they were very different from Misha. Misha decided to stay here for the night. But the next day, some bread was found not far from them. Because they were so hungry, the children didn't think about where the bread came from and just ate the bread. However, Misha was very vigilant. The long exile life made her more vigilant than the same people. There are people who brought bread tonight. It means they know where we are. Come here. Don't stay here. Come here. Come here. Don't stay here. It's dangerous. Stay here. Misha wanted to remind them, but they couldn't communicate with each other. Misha had no choice but to leave alone. However, not long after she left, the children were captured by the German army. Not long after, gunshots were heard in the woods. Misha began to hide from the search of the German army. On the way, a Nazi military car crashed into her. When she passed the cave, she was surprised and gave her a surprise. "It's my wife. I'm here." The white wolf is also the mother of several little wolves. She met her old friend again. Misha was so happy. This time, she completely fell into the wolf's lair. When they passed a farm, they stole a lamb. After a meal, they continued their journey. Misha was like their leader. She took them through the dark night. In this way, Misha spent the day in joy. But the journey was not long. Danger was approaching silently. The lost farmer was looking for the gun. Suddenly, the doctor shot himself in the head. The white wolf was carried by the hunter. He was out of breath. Misha's face was full of evil. She couldn't believe what was happening. She followed the hunter all the way to his house, but she found that the black wolf had already been hanged on the beam. Misha took up a stick and knocked the hunter out. Then she took the white wolf's body back and buried it with dead leaves. Misha continued to wander. She arrived in Ukraine. After years of long-distance traveling, her feet were badly injured. She didn't know when to give up. One day, when Misha was looking for food in a ruin, she accidentally fell from a high ladder and fell heavily into the ruin. Misha was in a daze. Suddenly, she saw her father. Fortunately, he was rescued by the Allied forces. Here, she felt the warmth of the long distance. Not long after, Nazi Germany was completely defeated by the Allied forces. Misha's hometown was liberated. Finally, Misha didn't have to hide anymore. Since then, Misha was adopted by the Allied forces. But her parents never came back. The video changes from Misha's second memory lane. She has won countless readers' tears. In that cruel war, such a brutal experience was not exaggerated. And the wolf in the video is a clear contrast with people men and women can live together. But men and women have to fight against each other. I hope that there will be no more children who are left behind. May the world be at peace.